this next section, I'm going to start working with the ceiling. And as you can see, the ceiling is pretty much white in every section, but the bottom parts are painted like in some kind of reddish. And this part is also very, I don't know, something between violet and red. So I'm going to start doing this right away. So the first part, let's start for the most simple. The most simple is the top of the ceiling, which is this one. And what I can do in this case is just use the same material that we use here on the walls. So I'm going to start with that. This is the material. I can find it. And now I can apply the material directly to the object. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, in principle, it is working. And now let's start with the columns. So the first part of the columns is that they have to be, they should be kind of a reddish. They have like a reddish color. So I would say that I can create a material based on this and create another material instance, but with a color that could be kind of a reddish. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm call this one basic wall red. Let's call it red. I'm going to open this one, and what I would do is the color, I'm going to change it to the color that I'm looking for. And it's kind of a difficult color because it's a retro color of the shine, and it is kind of a reddish with purplish. I think something like this could go in the right direction. Let me lower a bit of the saturation and go a bit more with the darkening. And yes, I think this might work. Let me try it. Let me save it and use it on this pillar. So let's go. Drop it here. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. In fact, pretty good. Maybe a bit less saturated. So let's go here. I'm going to lower the saturation a bit. And I don't know if I can do it. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I can do it this way. And let me lower the intensity as well. Something like that. And save. Yeah, I think it's much better. And of course, I'm going to repeat this for all these columns. I think they are the last one to the other side. That's a good question. Let me check what color is that one, because I don't know. So to the other side, yeah, well, it seems to be like the same design. Honestly, I can't see it from these different perspectives. I think, oh, yes, here we have it. Oh no, we can see it. Oh, damn, almost there. Yeah, I think it is just white, so it's not going to apply to the other side. So I'm going to leave this white as this one is white as well. I think, let me check. To the other side, this one. White. Yeah, it seems like the last one. Yeah, correct. It's white as well. Okay, fantastic. Let me get to the perspective of this character as well. Excellent. Let me go to this column to make it white. And here. And now let's go to the details of the inner parts of these columns. So we need a design. We need to add a design here. And oh, there's another thing. As you can see here, we have two meshes that are colliding in the same position here. And the rendering doesn't know which one they should render, if this column or this column that is here. There are two options for you to solve this problem. One is to move this column just a little bit to the top, which I think is what I'm going to do. And the second option will be to make it exactly the measure as we did here. That is exactly, that finishes exactly where it should finish. So that could be both options. I think I'm going to do for the second one, which is here. And now, okay, we have the snap here. Let's go to the modeling. And in the modeling, I will go to Xform. I'm sorry, for the model polygroup. And I need to select. All right. Oh, this is tricky. I need to select this side of the column, but I can't see it. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Okay. Solutions. One, this. You can go and select the entire mesh at this moment. And I'm going to move it just to put it on the right position, which will be someplace around here. And now I could have control of this section. So what I would do is go back. Now I can select this and I can move it down. Let me move it by 50s, for example. Okay, good. Now I have control. I'm going to accept this. And now I can move back the object where it was. And including this side, to move it like, let's say, around here. And now I had to, of course, figure it out how to do it on this side as well. So let's go to, in this side is going to be a bit easier than that one because of the positions of the column on the bottom. So what I can do is I'm going to move this one just a little bit, easing in it. And now let me use this one. And for this one, again, let's go to the poly group. I'm going to select this one and let me get it close. You can see now we are over it. This is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. So let me get here and now let me go 5s and see if we can collide exactly where we need. It seems like it is working. Yeah, it's working perfectly. There is no space. This is exactly the size of the column that we need. In fact, now that I have this column, I could take the other twos as they are here, and it should be possible for me to move them until the position as well here. So moving these two to the closest position will be, let me check this one. I'm moving it by 5s. Let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, I think it's matching perfectly. And this one as well. The good thing about this one is that it is also covered by a column. There you go. Fantastic. And as you can see now, the rendering is looking beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. So this is the next part. Let me save the progress at this moment. We don't want to lose the work. And the next part is all these columns has a section on the bottom that you can see here on this image. There is some kind of design, I would say. And the same thing happens for the buttons of these columns as well. So I'm going to do a couple of things. First, let me put the other columns in white. So all these columns, all this array of columns are going to be in white. So I'm going to use this. Same. Let me add it to the columns. And there you are. We have all the columns white. Now, let me go to these particular columns. And in the first part, I am going to visit again my good friend of Quixel. I found in Quixel this old wallpaper and I think it looks so similar to the things that we appreciate on The Shining. It looks really, really great. I'm just keeping it here for a second. In fact, I'm going to download it. I'm going to save it because it looks really, really great. Let's see if we can find some others around. I'm going to add it to my project. Now let me go back to here. Let me check this one. This one looks interesting as well, definitely. And this one. Yeah, in fact, let me try and see if I can find some wallpaper. Wallpaper. Okay, here we have, I don't have many to pick. I think this one could be the right one. And probably this one, I'm going to take this one for other idea that I have. Let's see if it's going to work. And of course, after downloading, adding to the project. So the first part. The next step is to get to this geometry, and I have to add an extra element because that will be the element where I'm going to put this design that we just found in Quixel Bridge. So I will get the model, polygroup edit, and in polygroup edit, I will select something that is called the edge loop. The edge loop will allow me to create literally an edge loop for this object. And let's make it, let's eyeball in the edge loop will be someplace around here, I think. Let me go to the other side. It should be exactly as it is right now. So the next part is, now that we changed the geometry, and you can see the change in the geometry here when you inspect the object. And now that I changed this geometry, what I want is first generate a polygroups for this new geometry. And let me accept this. And now I am going to edit materials for this new geometry that I created. Let me lower the size of this. And I want to paint this section, this one. And on the other side, I want to paint this and this. And that should be all. Let me check. Yeah, that should be all. And now what I will do is get to the material that I just downloaded. It's not here. It is on Megascan surfaces. And it's this one. Perfect. And this is the material instance. Excellent. I am going to create a new material here where I'm going to add the instance. And now I will select, having selected this part of the mesh that you want to paint. Now I'm going to select the material that I want to apply. And on the bottom, assign active material. And as you can see, the material is kind of broken all around because of the size of this. Yeah, but we're going to fix that right away. The way of fixing is, again, selecting the object, going to UVs, and in the UV, you're going to select Layouts UV. And here I'm going to change the scale. So let's move the scale a bit bigger. I would say something like 5. It might work. Definitely, I think. Let me go to the bottom. Yeah, and to the top. And in fact, before doing this, I'm going to do something else, which is I'm going to unwrap this UV to keep the proportions on every side. That's the first thing. Now you see that this proportion is corrected. And now I'm going to Layouts UV and apply this size that is around 5 and accept. Let me go down. And as you can see, we have the design and it's looking pretty cool. Now we're going to repeat the process, or a similar process at least, with the top and with the other with the other columns, which were these ones that are on the top. And for this, I have to make a change. Let me go here to the modeling tool. And as these are part of an entire group, if I remember, they are part of a pattern, sorry. As they are part of a pattern, what I have to do is to identify what is the original element, the original static element, which is this one. So I'm going to inspect the object. Let me place one of these objects here. Let me put it like in the center. Good. And now what I want to do is to, I'm going to create a very similar process of what I did on the top, but in this case, it's going to be just for the bottom. So in this case, I will select the object and go to the attributes, generate polygroups, accept, and then I'm going to say that I want to paint this element on the bottom. Now, once I accepted this, I should be able, let me see if I can do it. I should be able to paint this. So let me try this idea that I have. So I'm selecting this object. And first of all, I am going to say I want to paint the polygroups. And the first polygroups I'm going to paint are the ones on the top and on the sides. So let me take these two and these two as well. I think we have these sides. And for these groups, oh, sorry, edit materials, not paint polygroup. It was my mistake. Sorry about that. Let me go here. Let me paint this side as well. And I can paint the ones on the top too. Good. Excellent. And here I am going to add a material. The first material I want to add is the same material that we use for the walls. Let me check if I can find it like this. Excellent. And now I'm going to use it. Let me put it here. This is the first material. And I'm going to apply to them. Assign active material. There we go. We have it. And now I'm going to assign a different material to the elements on the bottom. I'm going to accept for a second and then edit materials again for the elements on the bottom, which are edit material. Oh, I didn't select the object. Sorry. This is the object. Edit materials. I'm going to take, oh, no. No, I don't want to take this. I'll take just these two. Let me confirm. These are the only two I selected. Yeah, I don't want to select this one. Not the ones on the top. Let me check. Nor the ones on the top. Excellent. And now I'm going to use the new material, which is in Megascan all here. Fantastic. Create a new material. Assign this material here. And oh, in fact, in this case, I'm going to use the other one just to make it a bit different. I'm going to use this other material. So let me assign it here. Now I'm going to select the third material and assign to this selection. Of course, we have this, again, the problem of the mesh that was kind of broken. We can solve that problem with going to the UVs, UV unwrap, accept. Now we are in the same, in the right size. And now we just have to scale this. And I want to scale it very small. So let's say something like 10 and accept. So here we have them. And as we finish this one, you can see that the rest of them were changed automatically. And this is exactly what I wanted to do. So now I can remove this one. I don't need it anymore. And the rest of the scene is fixed, is already finished with all the elements that we added. So this is looking really, really nice. And let's save it.